Hello and welcome. Yes, we're really early tonight. It's been one of those days today, and it really is. But shout out to Harrison, who is watching before he goes to sleep. So we've got so much to talk about, and we've got lots of ranting and raving, and all sorts of things going on. So, yeah. So that we may as well get started. All right. So first of all, there's been another bit of the puzzle in the Christian Porter saga. He was back in. There was another court hearing today, and this was about. Hello, Harrison, if you're watching. This was about the bid for him to have his court costs reduced. So he was saying that he should only have to pay 70% of the court costs. And the federal court said, no, you're going to have to pay everything. So he's been trying it on. He's on the losing streak at the moment, Mr. Porter. So his next battle is over his defence and getting that struck from the record. Sorry, getting that taken out of the record. So, unfortunately, I did a stream earlier today talking about a missing woman. Unfortunately, there was a body that was found today in a car. They believe it is of a young woman who is 20 years old. They believe that it is the missing woman. However, they've not had proper identification yet. So they believe that it is her, which is really, really sad. So there's two families that are mourning at the moment. The family of the 60-year-old man and the 20-year-old young lady as well. So it's, as I said, it's been one of those really, really sad days in actual fact that I'm finding. So, yes, it is one of those days. I'm not exactly the most chipper either at the moment, so I'm feeling a bit flat myself. So we just, Hello, Lee. How are you? Cool. Everyone's starting to come on. I know I'm really early. I'm really sorry. Hello, Dave. How are you? I've been trying to work out why I'm feeling so flat, and I think I've worked part of it out. And it has a lot to do with where's the girl in the coffee cup? I don't fit these days. Actually, if I switch off my camera, I'm there. If I switch off my camera, she should be there. There you go. Hello, BS. So there you go. Girl in the coffee cup is there. So I've been trying to work out why I've been so flat, and I think it has to do with, hello, Tanya, with the fact that I cover such really sensitive and emotionally draining stories. Even Katie Joy is so emotionally draining, and I think I've just about had enough because she's just about driven me to crazy town, I think, because you wouldn't believe it, less than 24 hours after she announced that she had left Twitter, she was back on today. I kid you not. I can't. This just is too much for me. So she was back on today. Yesterday she was gone. Today she was back. and it was, pretty hard pill to swallow. I think the fact that she, hey, sorry, you're not. Yeah, look, as I said, I'm just a bit flat. That's probably why I've also come on a bit early as well, just to sort of be with you all, but also be able to go to bed a little bit early. I think all the late nights are starting to catch with me. Yeah, we need to find some funny or cute. Yeah, we need to find some funny or cute stuff to look at. And Harrison was trying to get on as well, but he'd had, I think he said 2 trees had fallen down outside his house on the street. So they were he was a bit worried about that. He was a bit on edge as well. So the other thing, I don't know whether you know, Truth Sleuth did a video about Katie Joy today, and of course she didn't like it. She says, "Hey, Truth Sleuth, please stop making me the villain in all of your videos. I am a human, someone that makes mistakes, and I am entitled to share my experience about Shannon. Stop assigning blame to me for everything I do. Stop making every action that I take negative. It's getting old. I have never once addressed you in the years that you have been coming for me. I haven't made a single video in response to dozens you have made about me. I get it, you don't like me, but your bias is clear that you make everything I do seem evil. I am not evil. I received hundreds of death threats. Shannon targeted me for months, even before her first video. She turned multiple creators against me, so please stop it. I'm sick of you using my name to smear me. You aren't perfect. You have your own problems, and I never point them out." And you may not have seen, you may not have known, but she did a whole video today on Creepshow, and it was a sad fishing attempt. And unfortunately for her, if you haven't seen it, I'm happy to watch it. It's only got 8,000 views, and she's devastated that that the people aren't watching it. It's after she did this, she went on Instagram after she did a premiere, and then she went on to Instagram asking everybody to go and watch her videos because people weren't seeing them. So it's quite funny in some ways that she's trying to beg people to see it. And she changed the title about 7 or 8 times too. I'm wondering if it's still there. Oh, yeah, here we go. This is not okay. My truth about Creepshow art cancelling me. Hello, Ballistic. And it's only had 8.9 thousand views, where the Browns got 22,000. Yeah, well, she also premiered it, and she made it members only. And I think she got 4 new members and I think 2 super chats. But it didn't get the response that she wanted. So she then went back onto Instagram and milked it again. Oh, Harrison says, "Send me the link. I'm coming on." Okay, he wants to come on. Just give me a moment. I've just got to send Harrison the link. This will be good because I was speaking to him before, and I said, "Harrison, if I was to ask you about Katie Joy giving up Twitter, what would you being back on Twitter? What would you say?" Yeah, she changed it 4 times. So initially she had it as My Truth. She had it as My Truth. Then she had it as Creepshow. She put Creepshow in the title. Then she went back to My Truth, and then she went back to. So she was really she was really trying to find a really good title for it, really, and couldn't come up with one. And I think that's what the sad part was, is that one change, two changes, and then it got to 3, 4 changes, and then we got to 5, 6 changes, and it just kept getting changed and changed and changed to the point of ad nauseum. So, yeah. Hey, Sarah loves donuts. Yeah, well, I've kept this one up. I've got this as hello at the moment, so that will change after I've done it. Yeah, because she knew my truth was overused. Well, then she said, then it was, you're not going to like me after I share this. And then it was, it changed. What did I make for dinner? I actually decided to order out tonight, and I had fish and chips. A good old, when I was growing up, Friday night was fish and chips night, so it's a fish and chip night. So, hi, Window Spears. I'm just waiting for Harrison to come on. He wants to come back on again tonight. A lot of channels do it now. If you scroll comments of the ones that do it, you'll see people posing the current title of the video. Not sticking up for KJ, but it's a tactic a lot of creators do. It was the one that she did. It was the one that she did on her channel, the one that she had premiere on her channel today. She titled it, You May Not Like Me for This. And there were two Instagram lives. I've got one of them, I think, and Llama Girl got the other one. Again, I thought I was recording, but I wasn't. We'll do the one with Llama Girl first, because hers was before. Hers was live. Then the one you're waiting for your Aussie pizza to arrive. I like Aussie pizza. I know when I first started YouTube, of course it was about a show, but she made it more about herself, about how it wasn't her, it wasn't anybody's responsibility to hold people accountable, and that she's really a nice person. Ballistics, her new video doesn't change my opinion of her. I disliked her before, I dislike her after the video. For me, it was 20 minutes of nothing. I've heard all of this before. Oh, you said this yesterday. Oh, yesterday. You said that yesterday. It was nothing new. I'm really sorry. It's one of those days, one of those days. I have to say, saying that I think it's just, is she picking up? It's my stupid internet. Yeah. It's stupid internet. Let me see if I can use. What has watching in stuttering? Oh, weird. Yeah. Is it working better? No, it's probably it's probably Australian broadband. Doesn't seem to NBN doesn't like bad weather. I should be good because lots of places in Melbourne at the moment that don't even have power. So there's a lot of places that don't have power. So I'm lucky that I've got power. So 70,000 houses are out at the moment. So it's not better. I'm sorry, BS. Oh, actually, it should be better. It's now I've got a connection. You thought it was your computer. It says my connection strength is 4 out of 10. Hopefully that's better. We've had storms. We've had lots of wind. We've had, some bad weather. And it's cold. Yeah, it's saying it's 6 out of 10. Okay, cool. I'm sorry about that. So, all right. Yeah, you can hear me now. If you hear me now. Oh, right. So, what I was saying is that we'll watch Llama Girl's snippets. Then, if you want, we'll watch her live and then watch the second one because you got to watch them in order. But I also know that some people have seen them. I know Erin showed them on her stream as well. But for me, I sort of just think she's so negative and so horrible. I think it's starting to affect me so much, like to the point where she's just driving me crazy now. And it doesn't, based on what I've seen, she's not going to change. And I don't know what it's going to take for her to change. And it's really sad too. All right.
Going through some things this week, right? Having some feeling some things.
Yeah.
Trying to work through my feelings and also bring you guys content, which is not easy. And I know, right? And I was thinking about how it's really hot here. I have the fan on. I was thinking about how, like the last couple days, people have been like, you're talking so much about your drama or whatever. And I was like, I don't want to do that. Like, I don't want to be that person that's like talking about my drama. I don't want to be that person that's like creating a spectacle or whatever.
And this is the stuff that really gets annoying. You don't want to focus. I know it's to the point where it is now ridiculous. Sarah loves donuts. But she says, I don't want to create a spectacle anymore. And yet every day she's creating a spectacle. Her premiere, she did it as a premiere, members only premiere. In my opinion, that was a spectacle. I still maintain, and I've heard other people say it, there's something going on in the background. Something's going on, and she's just unleashing at the moment, unraveling on us all.
And having to recognize that, like, sometimes it's hard to take the high road, It's really hard to take the high road. Sometimes it's so really hard to take that.
And like she's serious for 1 minute and then she's giggling and laughing. It's like, how can I take you seriously? How can I... She so wanted to be one. Yeah, so she did. So she wanted to do one before, yeah. That's what she reckons. She holds grudges. Can't state her side, so it is all about KJ now. Yeah. Well, Take the High Road was a very bad Scottish TV program. It's familiar to me, like that, but then it is a phrase that we know that we use.
High road. Sometimes it's so easy to want to just settle scores or trash, or it's so easy to want to go there. And I was trying to think about like a way that I can address this so that I can let it go, get it off my chest, speak my piece, but also be mindful of the platform I have and the viewers I have. And
okay, so that was the first one. So she was saying, I want to say my bit, but I don't know how my viewers I don't know how my people are going to take it, I don't know how they're going to cope with it because I don't want to spill the drama onto the channel. Yes, Fate Street, I'm a little bit early. Harrison was going to come on, but now he's not able to. So the things I do for that kid, hey. Hi, Sandy. If you don't mind hitting the like button, everybody, that would be really helpful. Yeah, well, that's all right. She gets better because she talks about the fact that she doesn't want her son to be embarrassed by her. And I'm wondering whether he's seen some of her antics online. I can't help but
through like getting massively canceled and having everyone take. I don't want to take cheap shots at anyone. I'm hurt and I'm angry, but I don't want to be a part of dogpiling because I know what it's like to be dogpiled. I don't want to be the person that causes more pain to somebody else. I don't want to do that. I feel like I've grown so much having gone through like getting massively canceled.
Now, she was saying that she's been massively cancelled. I don't think she's been massively cancelled. The first tweet, which I didn't show you because I actually have to log out, was to congratulate her son for getting through and finishing school for the year. And then she just went on about True Sleuth. But that's what she's doing, sending a dog pile from someone who's down. Yeah, so we know that you shouldn't kick anybody when down. But this is like, for me, this is the continuation. This is like a continuation of what happened last night. And, yeah.
And having everyone hate me. And I just don't want to be the person that is running with false narratives or running on emotions or trying to feel like I need to convince people that hate me to like me. Because I can't. Like, I'll never convince the people that hate me to like me. And it's...
Yes, Tracy.
Hard.
Less than 12 hours.
Not respond. Like today I saw someone saying like they made a video about me and it said that I was making it about myself or something like that.
True Sleuth.
That I was ruining it for, I was taking something from other people that were affected by creep show or whatever, and I don't want to take other people's pain from them and make that about me.
Maybe like Happy Death Day. We all lost the bet. The thing is, Sarah loves donuts. I go to bed last night, Twitter was down. I wake up today, Twitter's back up. I think it was something like 7 or 8 hours, I think, all up from go to woe. It was unbelievable. I was shocked. And at first, when I first got a message, because people messaged me and said, her Twitter's back up, I thought, this is a dream. This can't be true. And then once I'd had a couple of coffees and I checked it, yes, it was all true. I couldn't believe it. And there was no statement about why it was even back up. She hasn't even acknowledged it. But you would have thought, with all how she made a big fuss about it, how it was toxic and everything like that she would talk about why she came back on, but there's none of that. She couldn't stay off Twitter for a full day. Correct. Actually, it was less than 10 hours, I think, commentator. I think it was less than 10 hours. If we want to be exact. Anyway.
That's not the goal. And I feel like it's just been so...
Okay, so that's another one. Oh, sorry, I realised I hadn't been showing it to you. That was dumb. All right, sorry about that. I'd forgotten about it. Hang on. Told you I'm a bit out of sorts. I'll play it again for you, for those of you that missed it, so you can see it again.
Cheap shots at anyone. I'm hurt and I'm angry, but I don't want to be a part of dogpiling because I know what it's like to be dogpiled. I don't want to be the person that causes more pain to somebody else. I don't want to do that. I feel like I've grown so much having gone through like getting massively canceled.
Oh, you want some comments? You have earned my respect because you're not taking cheap shots. Sorry, but your sound is tinny and doesn't sound smooth. You asked earlier and I wanted to respond. You need to work on it. We are with you. More room on the outside than there is on the inside. Talk, if not to us, to somebody. Like your content. Yes, Kim, she's back on Twitter. She is.
And having everyone hate me. And I just don't want to be the person that is running with false narratives or running on emotions or trying to feel like I need to convince people that hate me to like me, because I can't. Like, I'll never convince the people that hate me to like me. And it's hard to not respond. Like today I saw someone saying, like, they made a video about me and it said that I was making it about myself or something like that. Like,
Hi, Gail.
That I was ruining it for, I was taking something from other people that were affected by creep show or whatever, and I don't want to take other people's pain from them and make that.
We trust you, and your track record proves why. Oh, no, if no one's late, I'm early again. I was saying earlier, I'm not feeling the best. I think it's a combination of Katie, Joanne late nights, and Harrison wanted to come on again. And then I've come on and he's messaged me and says I can't come on. So I think it's a combination of stuff. The weather's horrible. Went out to the shops today because usually I get my groceries delivered and I didn't get some stuff. I had to go to the shops, and you would have thought it was Christmas because everybody's out and about because we're out of lockdown. So all the shops were open today, and there were too many people for my liking, and it's just a combination of things. So, and what happened to you is not about yourself. There's plenty of other people affected.
That's not the goal. And I feel like it's just been so...
Okay, so that's another one done. All right. So Llama Girls put them in 2-minute blocks because that's all.
I don't want to take cheap shots at anyone.
That's all that Twitter allows you to do. So we're up to part 3. She does enjoy it. See, I'm finding it exhausting sitting on the outside. I don't know how she feels being on the inside of it all because it's too much for me. All right, here we go. Part 3. And by the way, in case those of you that followed the story earlier, they did find a woman's body in the floodwaters today inside a car. They suspect it is the missing 20-year-old that they've been looking for, but they haven't had a formal identification yet. So if you saw my video earlier where they were looking for her, they think they found her. So, which is also very sad.
And I feel like it's just been so misconstrued. No, it's not worth it. You can never convince the people that don't like you to like you. It just doesn't.
I keep forgetting to do this. I'm sorry.
Misconstrued. No, it's not worth it. And I feel like it's just been so misconstrued. No, it's not worth it. You can never convince the people that don't like you to like you. It just doesn't work. And I just want to be... I don't want to be a person that, like, my son would be ashamed of.
Now, that's a really interesting thing to say. That is a really interesting thing to say. Oh, thank you, Ballistic. Yeah. That is a very interesting thing to say at this time. I'm going to take it back. I don't want to be someone my son would be ashamed of. Is there something going on in the background? Has he started to see her videos? Or maybe he subscribed to my channel and he wants to know why videos about his mother's all 18 plus. I don't know. So let's...
Ashamed of. Ashamed of.
No.
Ashamed of.
Can't take it back far enough.
Ashamed of.
I can't take it back.
My son would be... I don't want to be a person that, like...
You're right. I agree. She's up to something.
That, like, my son would be... ashamed of. I don't want to be someone that my son would be appalled by. Like, there's so many cheap shots I want to take, and I'm not going to do that.
As I said, very interesting to say she doesn't want to be someone that her son would be appalled by. It's very bizarre. Is it 9 degrees in Queensland? That's unheard of in Queensland, Gail. What are you doing? Queensland's supposed to be warm. I've got my jumper off because I've got my heater on. I should just go switch the heater off, but it'll get cold. I've got 11 degrees at the moment, so I'm warmer. It's going to be 9 degrees overnight. Yeah, there's something going on. But why talk about her? Why talk about her son and being somebody that her son would be ashamed of or appalled by? She's never worried about what he says. She says this now, but what hasn't a thought? Well, that's tribalistic. I don't know. I don't think anybody won the bet, Gail, because I don't think anybody had under 10 hours. We knew she'd be back on. With the challenges that child has faced, KJ has nothing to cry victim about.
And I made a video just now, and I'm going to upload it, and it's like 20 minutes long, and honestly, I feel like it's honestly who I am. I've been thinking a lot about just how we, as viewers, get attached to people we don't know, and how we emulate and get, I guess in a way, like, you believe that the people that you're following are beyond reproach, or they can't make mistakes, and so that when somebody makes a mistake, it's like people have to point it out constantly.
Oh, yeah, I'm always making mistakes. Somebody is probably his biggest champion. That video is a load of rubbish. IMO, in my opinion. Correct, in my opinion. What on earth? Oh, nothing's going right for me at the moment. Don't want that window. I've lost you all at the moment. I'm hoping everything's okay. You can see me, right? Cool. I have a theory about using the word honestly. It usually precedes a lie.
And it's hard because I feel like I'm losing my train of thought.
Okay, so that's the one. That's the next one. Oh. All right, so it's Llama Girl. So now we got up to part 4. Because YouTube Twitter only lets you put them into 2-minute increments. So that's why there's lots of little bits here. So this one says, and Llama Girl's actually put a heading on all of them. She says, part 4, no, we are not going to live to... No, we are not going to something new, KJ. So you think other creators need to hear something from you, KJ? I don't think so. Well, she said, it's funny because she said that after she did this premiere video that would be it. But then she did another live afterwards.
And I feel like it's just been so misconstrued. No, it's not worth it. You can never.
I'm waiting for that video. I'm waiting for that video about Unirock as well. As if what happened to you is not about yourself. Yeah, so I think she's had to put it back a little bit. So you will have heard some of this before.
Never convince people that don't like you to like you. It just doesn't work. And I just want to be I don't want to be a person that like my son would be ashamed of. I don't want to be someone that my son would be appalled by.
Did you notice the big pauses between ashamed of and then she cleared her throat when she said appalled by? She nearly couldn't bring herself to say those words. This has been a traumatic event for you, and rightly so. You're very raw, and I understand your pain. Creepshow was relentless towards you. You have a right to speak on it. You're back in sync. That's good, Gail.
Like, there's so many cheap shots I want to take, and I'm not going to do that. And I made a video just now, and I'm going to upload it, and it's like 20 minutes long, and honestly, I feel like it's honestly who I am. I've been thinking a lot about just how we, as viewers, get attached to people we don't know, and how we emulate and get, I guess in a way, like, you believe that the people that you're following are beyond reproach, or they can't make mistakes, and so that when somebody makes a mistake, it's like people have to point it out constantly. And it's hard because I feel like I'm losing my train of thought.
Okay. I thought we did see that one, but that was labelled part 4. Yeah, well, if you start losing your train of thought, well. All right. So this is part 5. Still no mention of why she was back on Twitter less than 24 hours after she deactivated it. She doesn't mention. It's like it's never happened.
So I don't know when this started. Like, I don't know when. This isn't even just about me. Like, this isn't about me. I was thinking about this. Like, when did this start where we felt like, as viewers, that it was our responsibility to force someone to do something because we didn't like what they did? Like, in no other context can I understand why just because someone says something that you don't like, that everyone is supposed to not like them because you don't like them. You know what I mean? Like I don't particularly like all of the Duggars, but I feel like when I cover them, I try to be nice. Like, today, my video about John and Abby was literally nothing. Like, no cruelty, right?
She was Duggar. She wasn't cruel to the Duggars. Her video was cruelty free. You probably, if you were watching EKC People Suck stream, Gail, you would have seen it. So yes, you would have seen it before. Yes, it was a cruelty, a Duggo cruelty-free video. The people that make comments about you don't know you. You can't please everyone and just ignore the haters. Keep doing what you're doing. I have another question for you. Do you believe KJ is trying to get out in front of something or someone? Yes, I do, Linda Lawrence. There is something going on for this behaviour. I think, she didn't get enough. I don't think she got the reaction that she wanted from her video about Tardy. I keep hearing that we're getting very close to the 12 months of the NDA or whatever it is that's stopping Steve McRae from talking. And we're nearing the end of that 12 months and he will be able to talk soon. People that I've heard that from 4 or 5 different creators now. And I had to come off yesterday. It was too much. It was. So there is something coming up, whether it's that time when Steve McRae can start talking because she's trying to get on the front foot now to generate this narrative that people are saying stuff about her. I actually don't know very much about the Steve McRae issue, Queen H. I'm going to have to look into it. I know that it all stems from the Sequitur show or something, and that Carl Curtis was involved in that, and there was a falling out. I know that it's all to do around with that, the Non Sequitur show, I think it was. I know it's got something to do with that, and the falling out that happened between Kyle and Steve, and then she accused Steve of harassment. There was a restraining order. It was all dealt with. You'd be interested to hear my take on that. I'm going to have to do some research on that and try and work it out, but that may take me a while. That's how I understand it to be from what I've heard from other people. And the 12 months is coming up to being at the end. Yes, I did read. I have found a website that has Steve's story on it, and so it's going to be a very interesting to read. I might pull it up and we might go through it. Hi, Bo. I'm starving her. Oh, no. That's all right. So anyway, that's what my understanding is, but that 12 months is coming up, and I think she's trying to get on a front foot, particularly she's got all these new subs, particularly with her new subs. She needs to get a certain narrative out so that when he brings out his story, she can just keep feeding the narrative she's got. But again, that's just my opinion, just from what I'm seeing. But there is something going on behind the scenes. So far, those involved seem to be all connected to the Yin Song and Hanson video. Yes. Steve McRae, proof of KJ's nasty behaviour. You thought it might have involved Swanson? That's still yet to be determined, but he might. Because she keeps taking offence to people calling her a snitch. And we all know that's what she did. But yeah, we're still waiting for that one. But I think it's got more to do with Steve McRae than anything, unless there's something else happening in the home front that we don't know about, on the home front that we don't know about. And I don't want to make any speculations about any of that stuff. But it's just very interesting. She's talked about her son and not wanting him to be embarrassed or appalled by her behaviour. Like, why now? Why are you thinking about, other than the fact that he's 8, nearly 9, and he's spending a lot of time on the internet, he's going to see her videos at some point in time and he's going to have questions.
Right? I talked about Jana. No cruelty. You know?
No cruelty.
I just don't understand why people became so obsessed with canceling people. Like, do people really get a sense of power off of that? Do they think that they are, like, your job is to cancel someone because they said something that you don't like? And I see it in all the media. It's not just.
I don't know, Wind Whispers. I really don't know. I'd love to be able to give you a. Yeah, I don't know. It's all lip surface. It's probably pulling her up about it. Her son seems like he would call her out. I don't know why. I get that impression from him. If he's like Harrison, he for Harrison there's black and white, and there's no middle ground, and so quite often it can be very embarrassing when you're out with him because he is so black and white, and you have to explain to him. Sometimes you have to say, Harrison, you can't say that about that person or that about that person, but that's how he sees things, and yeah. Why am I being lectured? Oh, I tell you. We're doing, this is a good lecture, like this is better than last night's lecture.
Not just on YouTube. I see it on Business Insider. I see journalists on Business Insider acting like it's their job to end people's careers. Or because they said something that they didn't like, everyone else is supposed to be mad that that person said something that they don't like.
But you're not a Business Insider. She's not Business Insider. She's not a outlet. And also, don't forget that Josh Duggar's going to face court soon as well, and that will be playing on her mind because if she can't get into court, how is she going to spin that story?
Necessary, like, so.
And like, if you watched her video, she talks about people shouldn't keep receipts and pull them up to pull people apart, and that's what she did yesterday, if you remember rightly. Yeah, she's been reactive.
Is it even necessary? Like, so someone says something that is racist or anti-Semitic or whatever, homophobic. It's wrong. You can say it's wrong. You can point out to people that it's wrong. Is it even necessary?
I wish that was true, Dave Based. I just wish it was true. Well, she'll be going after me next.
Is it even necessary?
Plus, keep it quiet, Dave. I don't want to have to pay the mods more money.
Like, so someone says something that is racist or anti-Semitic or whatever, homophobic. It's wrong. You can say it's wrong. You can point out to people that it's wrong. But then if we start demanding everyone to not like them because they said that, what's the point? It doesn't change that person from saying it. It honestly just makes the person even say it more, or they're just going to say it in private, not to your face. Right. Like, it hurts when someone says something super homophobic on my page. I hate when people get racist on my page. but I can't stop them from saying that. And it's like, I don't know. Even yelling at them isn't going to change it. Like, me telling them they're being racist doesn't change them being racist. And it's like, yeah. It is wild. Cancel culture is wild. So, I don't know. I'm just going to go share my video, and if people get mad at me, I don't say anything rude. I don't want to upset my viewers. That's the biggest thing, is like, what if I put this on my channel and then my viewers get mad at me and they're like, Katie, you should have just ignored this. But then, am I being true to myself, ignoring it and then not addressing it and not putting it on my channel? You know, I always feel that like push and pull. Thanks, Mercedes. You're cute. Like, is it even
I don't want to hear that again.
Someone said,
right, so we're up to part 6. We've got 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Is there a 12? Or is that the second one? Oh, no, she's got parts of her video. Oh, don't call you cute. Yeah, so we're nearly there. So this is part 9. Hello, those that just came in. I thought I saw plan to create in. So what did I say? What did I say we're up to? I've lost my spot. Are we up to 8? I can't remember. What a great host I am. I don't even remember what part we're up to, eh? This is my 3rd time I'm seeing it, so I have to say I'm not listening.
there's nothing in this video that's...
Oh yeah, part 8. This is my 3rd time, so I'm not paying any attention. Is it part 9? Just part 8.
The video that I make, I'm not emotional or upset, actually. So there's nothing in this video where I cry. There's nothing in this video where I'm sad. There's nothing in this video that's me being emotional. It's actually like the most leveled video I've ever made.
Oh, I'm sorry. I should have not drunk.
Like addressing things.
Oh, I nearly spilled out my drink. It was the most boring thing.
Like totally passed out.
Bo, if you actually are having trouble sleeping, I recommend her video.
Alright. I'm going to put this out. Maybe I'll do it as a premiere so you guys can chat with me on YouTube. That's actually what I said in my video. I don't know who you are, Gizna. I said that in my video. That there's just every time that you get joy in watching something like this happen, it's like you forget that there's people behind it. Like, I was trying to like watch the whole Trisha and Ethan thing and have an opinion, and at the end of the day, I couldn't form an opinion where I took either side, because I felt like there was 2 sides to the story, and I'm never going to know there's both sides, and it felt like a conversation that I didn't need to be a part of. I was like, this is not my business. What they're doing with their business is not my business. I shouldn't be privy to these details. That's how I felt. And sucks.
She did say little nothingness in the video, didn't she, Will? Yeah, so I do recommend the video, her premiere, if you're unable to sleep and you need something to listen to go to sleep, because it was sending me to sleep. The other thing that was really interesting is that there were only 10 people talking out of the 600 people that were in her stream, only 10 people talking. And there were times where there was no conversation. I have 27 people in here now, and my conversation is flowing better than what hers was. So it was quite it's quite embarrassing for somebody with 169,000 subs. It's Tiger Lily waking me up. She's never. Well, I can tell you that Bo, she'd probably put Tiger Lily to sleep too. I saw, and it was members only. Yes, Plan to Create. It was members only as well. So you actually had to pay to join if you wanted to chat. So I think she got 5 members, and I think she got 2 super chats, I think. So, and she's only got 8,000 views on that video. Hang on, here it is here. 8.9 thousand views. So it's not done very well at all. And I'll show it to you. It's not done very well at all. 8.9 thousand views. So it's not done very well. So her audience didn't appreciate it, which is why she should have just not talked. My video or her video?
For their wedding, oh God, it's so gross. We had so much fun when we found that list because we couldn't believe what was on that list. We were like, they are not getting lidocaine. This is insanity. But literally, lidocaine is on there and stretching that vagina.
Oh, sorry.
With fingers. Yeah, we're just gonna.
Sorry, I should have given you a trigger warning. Did I disappear again? Oh, it's so annoying.
Put our fingers in your vag for 45 minutes to
Sorry.
stretch open the hole.
Sorry. Right. This is going to, yes, in case you haven't worked out, she's going to talk about the wedding stuff now, in case you haven't worked out. I apologize. She's going to start talking about anatomy and what can be done with it. All right, am I still here? Oh, as I said, I'm having one of those days. So if you are easily triggered by this type of stuff, just a fair warning, because it just, again, she just, I don't know.
Oh, the before the wedding video? I think that's on my channel. I can put a story up, sweetheart, of the before the wedding. Did you want the list of like the weird shit the doggers give their kids before their wedding? Oh God, it's so gross. We had so much fun when we found that list because we couldn't believe what was on that list. We were like, they are not getting lidocaine. This is insanity.
I don't remember having so much fun over that list. I remember going, no, I can't believe she's gone there. But Julianne says this is her favourite topic. It seems to be, doesn't it? And again, the whole persona has changed. She's gone from being really, really sad and melancholy to now we're talking about her favourite subject, and she's perked up. And will her son find this appalling? Well, I do.
But literally, lidocaine is on there and stretching that vagina for 45 minutes with fingers. Yeah, we're just gonna put our fingers in your vag for 45 minutes to stretch open the hole.
Oh,
You want the list?
is
You want the list?
is that before or after the UTI?
The list is on IG, hon. Oh, it is. It's in my highlights. You should be able to find the list in the highlights, sweetheart. Oh, yes.
And she's laughing about it.
Yes. The Duggars list? Oh, girl, you have to see the Duggars list. If you're new to my channel, the Duggar list is the grossest list. It's what they give their kids before they get married. One of my sources got married and it was handed to them and was like, this is what the Duggars give you and this is what you should do. And they threw it in.
And they threw it, she's going to say in the bin, but no, they gave it to her.
Free snacks.
See, now she's laughing and giggling.
A
And
mass amount of paper towels and towels that they bring, and be prepared to have sex 3 to 4 times a day and bring pregnancy tests.
well, and I know somebody says to her, well, what's wrong with having sex 3 to 4 times a day? So here we go. The next one, this is 10.
Prepared to have sex 3 to 4 times a day and bring pregnancy tests. Oh, man. So creepy when a parent gives it to you.
Wouldn't you want to hear it from your parents, though?
My son is 8, and I still can't imagine having a sex talk with him.
I bet you his father will do it. Without cruelty, she says.
The snacks. And the gallon of baby oil. Oh my God, do you remember the meme I made of it? Oh, that was so funny. Remember the picture I made for Jed's wedding with the lidocaine and the baby oil? Oh, that was so funny. Oh, and the enemas. That's right, the enemas. In case they were really obsessed with getting constipated. So obsessed with constipation. Oh, that was so
Particularly
weird.
as a newlywed
The
ballistic.
towels, the no clothes, yeah. Saran wrap. Ramen noodles. And remember all the scents for the badge? The douching and the perfumes and the essential oils they wanted you to put in your vagina. And I was like, oh no, sex 3 times a day isn't bad, sweetheart. It's just your parents are telling you to get prepared to have sex 4 times a day. It's seriously a lot of preparation for sex.
Well, that's right. This is Thursday night, isn't it? You haven't even hit Friday night. Imagine what Friday night's going to be like.
Didn't she die? Why is this taking so long?
And flick, we're back again.
Hold on. It says it's going to take an hour and a half to upload my video onto YouTube.
She got Australian internet. Okay, I think that was nearly it. But of that one, and I've got the second one that she did after her video.
Be prepared to
It is on her. It is on her live. I'm prepared to put it in a Dropbox and so that people don't have to give her views. Oh no, there's still one more. All right, so we got one more. won't be created by God's army won't be created by hopes and prayers alone, no. That's what I was going to say, Joe. 1.5 hours is pretty good here. Well, I mean, considering it takes me an hour for like a 10-minute video, so if hers is 20 minutes and taking 1.5, I tell you, I'm happy with that. So, all right. So here we go. Here's the next one. Hopefully this is the last one.
It says it's going to take an hour and a half to upload my video onto YouTube. Why would it take so long to upload this video onto YouTube?
You can tell they're Aussies. They're always complaining about their internet speeds. You in Australia, Katie.
One hour and 33 minutes to upload a video. That doesn't even make sense.
She's obviously...
All right. Dexter comes back in the fall. I'm going to see if I can try this again.
Not even YouTube wanted to do a video.
This upload. I think it's like 20 minutes. Dexter has like 8 seasons, I think. All right, I gotta figure out this upload. I'll be back in a while. Bye, guys.
Well, this was daytime. I don't know about... I don't know. I don't know what time it was there.
It says it's gonna take an hour.
I know that the other one was late. So this is... so this is a snippet because I don't really want to show you. I don't want to sit through... I don't want to sit through her other video again. And but Llama Girls put some clips on some of the I was gonna say more riveting points. So there's a couple here. Oh, she's got a few here. So we'll watch that, and then she's got her Instagram as well. But I actually did record her Instagram. So let's have a look at this one. All right. So this is part of her live that she did. Now, she's got 10 people talking. I think we worked out 10 people. There was 600 people watching or something and only 10 people talking. And, yeah.
I hate channels that exist about me or all the videos that are made about me. And honestly, I really don't watch them. Sometimes I see a title and I might click and look at comments, but for the most part, I can't remember the last time I actually watched a video that was made about me. Do I recognize that my name gets views? I do. Do I recognize that the videos that are made about me are opinions? I do. Do I also recognize that a lot of the stuff that's said about me is false? I do.
See, the chat's not moving?
The funny thing about YouTube is that we can start to, no matter whether it's true or false, paint people in a way that they are not in real life. And we sometimes can assume someone is someone they are not simply by the image that they present, and they gaslight you into believing, or manipulate you into believing that they are something good while other people are bad. I've never been the kind of person to try to retaliate against anyone. I've definitely had to curtail my reactions. I've tried to take the higher road almost always, and that's not easy at all. In this world where you feel like your reputation is everything, and in a world where you feel like no matter what you're doing, you know that you could potentially make somebody upset. And no matter what you do, no matter if you say something or don't say something, you really can't win. I'm watching this right now with Trisha Paytas. She's uploading a ton of videos, and I feel like I'm watching a woman that really wants people to hear you, understand, and convince you so that you don't hate her. I also think she likes to make the money. I mean, who wouldn't if you're getting millions of views? But her reputation matters to her, and so she's uploading like 7 videos. In the case of Creep Show Art, when she was outed, she disappeared off messages every single day about all the hate channels that exist about me.
Oh, sorry. I just want to say, she just said, hey there. She's
everything. And in a world where you feel like no matter what you're doing, you know that you could potentially make somebody upset. And no matter what you do, no matter if you say something or don't say something, you really can't win. I'm watching this right now with Trisha Paytas. She's uploading a ton of videos, and I feel like I'm watching a woman that really wants people to so that you don't hate her. I also think she likes to make the money. I mean, who wouldn't if you're getting millions of views? But her reputation matters to her, and so she's uploading like 7 videos.
See, she said, hey there.
When she was outed, she disappeared off the
She's
internet.
trying to get the narrative going.
Removed most of her photos off of her Instagram. Her Twitter is gone. It has been for a while. And she hasn't published a video in almost a week. And she has been blaming a pseudo-stalker that, she says uploaded all this content on her IP, and it wasn't her that wrote the things.
So anyway, in all of that, the chat barely moved, and she had to come up and try and keep the narrative going. So this one says, KJ, no one is ever going to talk to you. I almost fell off my bed laughing at 1.27 onwards. She's talking about herself again and admits if someone does that, they are unwell. Yeah, her chat's not. She's. So this was titled at this point in time. Something My Truth. Hang on. Speaking my truth about Creepshow Art. This isn't my redemption arc. This was one of the changes in her title. So it got changed several times, even while you were watching. You'd hit refresh and it was changed. But yes, it's supposed to be about Creepshow. But we got onto her. She's talking about herself. All right.
Instead of creators, instead of tearing one another down, perhaps we could stop trying to cancel each other and make.
Interesting thing is, you may not be able to see. I'll see if I can make the chat bigger. There are dog emojis. They've got dog emojis going down here. That's the only thing they can say. One of the working titles was You May Not Like Me after that. Another one was My Worst Day Ever. Another one was, it just kept changing and changing and changing. Their posts let us know. Well, we knew that they were still awake, I guess, at that point. Yeah, I think it's supposed to be Frida.
Creators, instead of tearing one another down, perhaps we could stop trying to cancel each other and maybe having dialogue where we can work things out instead of trying to hurt one another through exposed videos. I think a lot about my earlier days on YouTube at the very beginning, not understanding the magnitude of the power of this platform. And I understand so much how easily it can be to hurt someone that you collaborate with or that you slighted, or how easily it is for someone who believed they had a relationship with you, believed you did something, and then create a narrative about you. You can't control how other people react to you. You can't control that some people want to make content just to get views. And you certainly can't control what everyone thinks about you. And so for me, I've been wanting to address the situation. I've been wanting to say, this is how I'm feeling about what is going on with Creep Show Art. But I haven't felt like I can in a safe place. I also feel like anytime I try to speak, people are telling me that my story isn't valid or that I'm just playing the victim. So instead of dragging her, which I've said some things. I was really angry when I found this out. Instead of dragging her, I would just say, I have empathy and sympathy for anyone that would go to lengths to create stock accounts, to be completely different in real life than they are on YouTube. I have compassion for anyone because they can't be well. Like, I don't think happy people do that kind of stuff. I don't think happy people try to cancel people for everything that they're doing in private publicly. I don't think people who are happy have two completely polar opposite personalities. So, in my mind, as much as I want to drag her and relish in this, I had to process what I felt when it was happening to me, when I was the target, and how terrible that was.
There we go. Again, it came back to how I felt when I was the target. So this is after her live. So this is where she's going to say nobody's watching her video, and can you please go and watch my video? I think this is this one. Yeah. All right. So most of you would not have seen this, I think.
Hey guys, I just uploaded a video onto my YouTube channel, and I really think you should watch it. And I don't think people are gonna click on it because it doesn't have Duggar in the name. But I honestly would love you guys to watch this video and just hear me out on this topic. Even if you don't know who I'm talking about, I feel like you will be able to get something from the video. I put it in my stories, so you just have to swipe up. I understand that no matter what I say or do, there's going to be people that don't believe me. I understand that no matter what I say or do, people are still going to believe that I'm a terrible person. And if you don't like me, that's totally fine. Like, I don't expect you to like me. If you want to believe I'm a terrible person, that's your right. I also just want you to know that I have held comments on this video because I specifically don't need hate. I've had so much hate the last 7 months, and if you want to come to my channel just to hate me, I don't want those comments on my channel. And I don't care if that makes me inauthentic. It's part of my healing. And I don't care if you don't believe me about what happened. I don't care if you think I'm a bad person. That doesn't change what I went through. And if you're a channel that has 1,000 subscribers and thinks I'm a piece of shit, you know, maybe your channel will grow to 100,000 subscribers, and maybe at that point you'll see what it's like. I don't know.
So that was, yeah, it wasn't a very long live. And there's still some more to go. Hang on, I'm just gonna get this. So this was after because,
Hey guys,
as I said, the views haven't been good.
I just uploaded a video.
Sorry, now here's the
onto my
second one.
YouTube channel,
Hang on.
and I really
I don't want to listen to you again. I've heard you enough. Shut up. All right. So this is part 2. Oops. Where did I go? Hang on. I've just lost it all. All right. This is part 2. Where did it go? I just had it here. No, most people aren't blocked. So let me just get Llama Girl up again. Oh, there we go. Second part 1. I'm just going to pull up the second bit. Okay. So it's very bizarre. Then Llama Girl's got some other stuff on her channel that is very, very interesting. Well, that's part 2, but there's a third part as well. I don't know whether everyone's blocked. All right. Where are we? Lost it all. Oh, she's got more up. So part 1, yes, second Instagram, cool. Here we go. Sorry.
But I'm not here to be anyone's best friend. I'm also not here to be held accountable by anyone. And I grew and changed because I needed to, not because anyone told me I had to. And I made mistakes. And that doesn't mean that I am a bad person. And I don't apologize for things that I don't do. So if you're looking for me to apologize for 400 videos about the Duggars, I cover the Duggars. That's literally my channel. The Duggars, the Bates, fundamentalism, sister wives, that's my beat.
So there you go. She's a Duggar channel. She changed. Oh, I need to do that. I will get that for you, Gail. I know you did ask me before and I meant to do it, but I forgot. Yeah, she changed since yesterday. Amazing, isn't it? Where are we? All right. I'll grab it in a minute. Sorry, she straight out said she doesn't want to be held accountable. That's right. That's what she said. I'm just trying. I can't see where the play button is under here.
It's no different than the YouTubers that just cover YouTube content or only have one person. Like, that's how I run my channel. It's not targeting. It's not harassment. I'm not harassing the Duggars. My video today was actually so benign. It was literally about Abby selling clothes. So it wasn't like, I hate Abby Duggar for selling clothes. It was like, Abby has some cute style. That's it. If you don't like that I cover the Duggars, don't watch my videos.
Always comes down to that, doesn't it?
All right. Please go to my YouTube channel and watch it. And I'm going to keep exposing the IBLP, and I'm going to keep exposing cults, and I'm going to keep exposing child abusers. That's where I want to spend my time and energy. I'm not going to spend my time trying to expose YouTubers doing that kind of stuff. You were almost promoting her stuff. Yeah, I know. They're not going to like anything.
So there's that one. I think she goes on a little bit more. I think she goes on again.
But I'm not.
So now she admits to being a Duggar She's admitting to be a Duggar channel now. But that's part 2. She said that she's accountable. I'm having one of those nights. I swear I'm having one of those times where nothing's working. Right, here we go. So that was part 2. Part 3. Well, not yet, Will. I can't remember. It's been a while since, it's been some hours since I saw this.
That I put out. I understand that. And that's not why I'm putting this out. Like, this is just my truth. You know what I mean? Like, this is my truth.
Hi, Jenna.
I have no plans on leaving. I have no plans on going anywhere. I have no plans on, you know, have I made mistakes on YouTube? Yes. Have I made mistakes on Instagram? Yes. Am I ever going to stop being me? No. Am I going to do a better job of, like, filtering what I say? Yes. But at the end of the day, I'm me, and if you don't like me, you know, you don't have to watch. Yeah, I'm not making any more excuses. Not making any more excuses. Everyone makes mistakes. And none of us, it's not my job to hold you accountable. It's not my job to hold Creepshow Art accountable. Am I angry? Yes. But at the end of the day, she's the one that has to be accountable to herself, not anyone else, and to the people that she hurt. And I'm never going to get apologies from her. I'm never going to get an apology from any of the people that have made videos about me. And that's irrelevant, I guess. So I'm going to just keep going about my day. Bye, guys.
So there you go. That was her second live today. So So anyway, I think that's all the clips there. So there you go. Whew. So what do you reckon? Oh, now let me just get out of my Twitter account and let's go check her Twitter account. Yeah, she thinks she deserves an apology, apparently, allegedly. Oh, it's I like that plan to create. Yeah, you don't have to watch, but go watch my new video. Before you stop watching me, watch my new video. As I said, it's only got 8.9 thousand views. So, here we go. So just in case for those of you that, so 18 hours ago was her first post back on Twitter. Happy last day of first grade to my sweet son. Mummy is so proud of you for making it through the year fully online. Up next, second grade. Good for him getting through a tough year. That was her first post for the day. Then we've got John and Abby Duggar done having kids, strapped for cash. Again, she's implying that the Duggars have no money in it because they're selling their baby clothes. How many people either gave away or sold baby clothes? This is why people repeat that said my public apology would have meant something. We were all triggered by what she said about James, etc., etc. The viewer should not be held accountable for what someone. No, shit. They had him repeat grade first year, I think, didn't they? Is that what she said? So he's actually older than everybody else. I think she said that he repeated a year. So Cody and Robin Brown stream home smacked with tax lien as Coyote passed something. I don't know. I'm not watching. I haven't watched that video. I've made a video to share my thoughts about the YouTube controversy and my feelings about Creepshow art. I honestly have gone through a lot of emotions the past few days. I think I'm finally at a place of getting closer to healing. This video won't be about making you believe me. You're still a bad person. 2 wrongs don't make it right. It's just 2 awful persons. 7 minutes into Sis KJ's umpteenth recycled redemption arc narrative that she's grown and learnt in the last 2 years. She claims she's never been the kind of person to try and retaliate against someone, even without a crystal ball. It's clear to see that that's not true. KJ shared a DV survivor's confidential DMs about their abuse 7 months ago tomorrow, potentially engaging them out of spite. Appears clear without a crystal ball. KJ can't be trusted. What's sad is the video has changed titles 4 times in less than 5 minutes, all to hit the algorithm for views so KJ can make money, not for redemption, not 1 ounce of integrity in her. So that's the thing. By changing the title, she's hitting the algorithm. It's a deliberate marketing strategy, apparently. So I will change I need to change the title on this video. In fact, I haven't even put it up for money yet. I need to fix. Well, look who's back on Twitter after leaving for 1 day. What Creepshow said about you is the truth. You're using Creepshow art situation for your own advantage. You're a piece of trash that hurts and manipulates people all the time. You are worse than Creepshow. Calls this. Yes. And we did have no Twitter for I don't know, 10 hours, I think. 12 hours. So this was speaking my truth about Creepshow. I don't need a redemptive arc because my audience and viewers, I do not need a redemptive arc because to my audience and viewers, I am not a bad person. Just because you think I am a bad person doesn't make it the truth. I don't need to be redeemed for something I haven't done. Oh, where have we heard that old chestnut before? 8.9 thousand views. Well, let's just refresh it just to make sure that it is, we've got the right amount. I don't really want to particularly... really? Feel the love? That's interesting. All right, I'll try it again. I pulled that one up. Yeah, 8.9. And so it's now been changed. This is not okay. My truth about Creepshow art. So, all right. So there you go. Yes, apparently she doesn't need redemption because she hasn't done anything wrong, because she still denies doxing Creepshow. She denies calling anybody a murderer. She denies that everything Creepshow said about her was lies. You have an Android phone? I don't think that should make any difference for it. I just went to my dashboard, Feel the Love, and I went to my member section. It says this is a shareable link, and that's all I did was just click on that shareable link. I'll try it again for you. It shouldn't make a difference, really. Memberships. Prisons are full of not guilty people. Yes. I would have thought she would have been on because I saw something from Nate the lawyer the other day about the I've just copied it again. Feel the love. Hopefully that link works. About Derek Chauvin's. They've put together what they would like. The prosecution have put together what they would like. Oh, okay. I think that was one that Poppy and Rick did. I don't have that one. They have it. I should get it. The prosecution's recommending 20 years, I thought. I think you've got to go through YouTube. Yeah, I think you've got. I don't know. I don't know how it works. But they've recommended 22 years or something for Derek Chauvin. That comes up with the wrong card, and that the judge can actually give him up to 30 years because there were factors in it. So I thought he would have actually have come up with that. So she would have mentioned that, but she hasn't. So I wanted to show you something else today. Osbel's not here, but she did a beautiful picture for Harrison today, and I wanted to show it to you. Yeah, I'm a bit. I'm not very good with technology either. So she did this beautiful picture for him. Where did I copy it to? I've just got to grab it. It's somewhere else at the moment. I have as my background on my desktop my coffee cup. Yes, desktop. That's the way that I have to view it too, or even on my phone. So I just want to show you this. I've set this as my background on my computer. Looks amazing. So for those of you that haven't seen, Osbel did this for me. So that's my computer background now. Hey, Josh. So, and it's really interesting because I get times where I feel like someone's watching me. I'm watching myself at work. It can be quite freaky, actually. All right, so I just got to pull up the other one that she did because she did one for Harrison, and Harrison actually was rather impressed, but he's given my computer doesn't like me tonight, and as I said, I'm having one of those days. They actually decided to give everybody an extension for their assignments, for their assignments, and I've handed mine in. So I could have had a little bit more rest. All right, this is Harrison's. Let me grab it. You know what? I wasn't feeling amazing when I first started, but I'm feeling a lot better. But I think it's to do with the fact that we're all together and we all can deal with KJ. Like when you have to deal, I don't know how people can watch her on their own because it is just so hard to watch her half the time. So this is Harrison's picture that she did. Where are we? I thought it was really cute. Hang on. Just wants to keep going to that screen for some reason. Okay, have a look at this. It's not the right size because I just don't have time to mess around with it at the moment, but look at this one. It's really cute. So it says Joe and Harrison. It's got H. He's the marshmallow in the cup. and it's got H, channel boss. And then the crystal ball is at the side, banning the crystal ball. And I think that's supposed to be me. Really worried about what he's going to do next. I'll bring it in. There you go. There you go. Have a look at that. So, yeah, so that's been done for Harrison by Osbel. Isn't she talented? Yeah, so H, the channel boss. Oh, hello, Laurie. How are you? Thank you for your super chat. It's lovely of you. Hi, Joe and Fine Peeps. Really sad about Creepshow Aunt and Emily and all the others being impacted by the situation. KJ inserting herself into situations ridiculous. Yes. Yes, Harrison does like it. I sent it to him and he goes, "What's this you've sent me?" And I said, "Oh, it's a piece of artwork for yourself, for you." So the other thing is I was watching Emily D. Baker today and she has stated she's not addressing the Creepshow situation until she knows what's gone on, because she admitted she doesn't know about IP addresses and everything, and she wants to see what the outcome is before she makes it, which is what most people are doing. Most people are waiting to see what the outcome is. You just can't insert yourself in something because you think that you're entitled to. We'll never hear the end of this yet. Well, that's right. Ballistic. She's waiting for facts. And I'm sort of the same. I can't make any judgments. I didn't watch a lot of, I watched a few Creepshow art videos. This is an interesting one. This was in her. So she says, "I've made my video to share my thoughts about the YouTube controversy, my feelings about Creepshow." Someone says, "Shut up. This is not your redemption arc. You're still a scummy POS." She goes, "Lucky for you, I don't need your forgiveness or you to redeem me. I'm doing totally fine and my channel is thriving. Oh, blocking me because you can't handle the truth." Sis KJ's video recycles the same redemptive arc narrative about having grown and learnt for the umpteenth time in 2 years without a crystal ball. She's clearly still commentating behind the block and subtweeting critics. So there you go. Even without a crystal ball, it's easy to predict Truthless videos more accurate, informative, and entertaining than whatever Sis KJ will put out. This parody account uses Sis KJ because KJ said to somebody, "Don't call me sis." So, as many have noted, no matter what Creepshow art did to others, it doesn't change all Sis KJ did and does. And I think that's the point most people are trying to get through to Katie, is that whatever's happened, whatever Creepshow's done, it doesn't excuse your behaviour. And you can't blame your behaviour on something that somebody else has done to other people. Okay, so then there's this one. I'm just going through all the retweets. So this is Peaches. This is why I felt the whole dogpiling from the commentary community was highly suspicious. Besides Luke and Shannon was the main driving force behind it all. Locale proves that she was plotting against Peaches way before the drama between them. And then she's inserted herself. She has done this to multiple creators. Most of the targets are women that she doesn't like and I believe feels threatened by. I'm looking at the man in the mirror. WOACB is popping up like a wart everywhere, isn't she? If you don't like me, go watch my video. That's right. So she's starting to comment on everyone's video. Hello, is it Sarah or Sarah? So there's been, I'll try and give you this is how I understand it, and I don't admit to be the absolute best on it, but there's been some information from Locale. It's a forum group, I believe. I went there and I couldn't make any sense of it. And she had been, and everybody is anonymous in there. So everyone is anonymous. And she was promoting herself and telling people to go to a channel, and which is against the rules, my understanding. And her videos relate to a stalker that somebody else is saying is her story. So there's a few things. So she's been revealed as being somebody who she's accused to be a stalker. Yippee, thanks. Did she get it? Sorry, I didn't miss that, Feel the Love. I'm sorry. Did you get... Woohoo! Didn't come up. Oh, there it is. It doesn't come up on my screen. Thank you, Feel the Love. Welcome. So it's all to do with an IP address. So for the last 2 years, she's saying she's been hacked, but the IP address is identical, and that's what the problem is. And she's supposed to be going, getting legal advice and everything as to how to handle it. However, Katie Joy's been jumping on that bandwagon. So this person says, unlike many people, I think that most people the Goon Squad was talking about deserve all the thing they got. But I dislike how when it was one of them being a piece of, they go silent. And then Katie Joy says, I don't know you, but I agree with this statement. So she's trying to insert, and the other thing is, so she's inserting herself. Oh, cool. Thank you, Feel the Love. I feel very honored. I feel the love. Can you feel the love tonight? Oh, thank you, Laurie. I'm grateful that it is never painful to watch your videos. Sometimes I wonder. I sometimes watch them. I sometimes watch them back to critique myself, and I'm probably harder on myself than most people. And yeah. So thank you, Laurie. This is interesting. She replied to Emily Artful by saying, Emily, I sent you a DM. I received hundreds of death threats this winter after Creepshow started covering me. There were lots of sock puppets involved. Wondering if I could ask you questions privately, so legal purposes. Look, I found my sock puppet. Hello, my name is Sock Puppet. Oh, you can't see it because I've got the screen on. Hang on. Hello, my name is Sock Puppet. Sock Puppet's my name, and I like to go on Twitter and annoy everybody because I'm a sock puppet. I'm a sock puppet. I'm a sock puppet. I'm a sock puppet. They did come off my feet, and I did actually have a shower, and they are clean socks. But anyway, every time I see the word sock puppet, that's what I think of. Every time I see sock puppet. Oh no, I've lost the plot. Oh, that's what every time she says sock puppet, that's what I think of. You wouldn't believe it today because now we're out of lockdown and the shops were open. I actually went looking for a sock puppet to buy. I wanted to go buy a sock puppet so I could have. So when I got annoyed the sock puppet could take over. But every time she says there were lots of sock puppets involved. I don't have enough hands for lots of sock puppets. So someone's written, rack off, Katie. Do not bring your trash into something that doesn't include you. Or do you need another lawsuit? Your desire for petty revenge on Shannon isn't welcome when we're dealing with actual issues. And everyone stopped. So this is why she came off Twitter. And it's to do with that community. Hope Emily feels careful about engaging with KJ. Don't want anyone to have more issues, even without a crystal ball. It's clear this tends to happen to her sources and supporters. Katie fails at basic interneting. I swear, it's not hard to not have everyone hate you. And then they've actually put the Reddit up. Wait, sent Shannon's name to the FBI, the hacking that went on during your case, then rack off. We're going to have to do, actually, we'll have to organise a Zoom call and we all have our sock puppets. Maybe we need to. So does anyone know if Creepshow posted anything or mentioned Amy before 2018? I'm starting to suspect Creepshow may have made Amy up when I confronted her privately about the stalking. Then I suspect she just ran with it after our conversation. And then Katie says, I sent you a DM. So this is why when she's saying that people are telling her to rack off, they didn't use that word, but you know what word they said. It's got nothing to do with the other. It's to do with the art community or that community. It's got nothing to do with anything else. They're telling her to get her nose out. So, a sock puppet army Zoom, yeah. Now I'm going to have to go. Now I'm going to have to try and find an emoji for her as a sock puppet or something. I know. a sock puppet emoji, or a new level of membership. The sock puppet. So, what's this one? I wasn't aware they had a relationship. What's this one? So that was when ADB talk about their experience. I've been waiting to see if she was going to address this. I don't know where she has done so different. Emily, interesting. Well, then I'm waiting on the other one to comment. I wasn't aware they had a relationship. She was sending super chats in her live, so I assumed she would make some comment as to what's going on. EDB won't comment. She reportedly says that she only does legal commentary. This has legal ramifications, so maybe, however, many creators are staying silent because CSA has gatlisted them or threatened them publicly. EBD doesn't want grief. WOACB didn't either, but she was targeted. And then Zag, do your homework. Emily was on the receiving end of the hackers and threats. If you bothered to listen, you'd know Emily said she wouldn't talk about it until it was resolved. KJ should take some notes about how to let experts handle it. KJ isn't, so she shouldn't ask people to contact her. And then this says, for those, Emily D. Baker has some great suggestions on how to deal with cyber harassment and safety. Document, don't engage. Cool, thank you for the love. I'm so glad that you've finally been able to become a member. That's great. Thank you for that. So anyway, yeah, so Twitter's back up. So we haven't looked at Instagram, so let's have a see what's on her Instagram. Some by some googly eyes. Ugh. Okay, so this was last night. So this is the start of today. Is this the start of today? So I was a member of 2 other channels but cancelled. Oh, wow. I feel the pressure now. So Whitney Bates gave birth to her 4th child, a baby boy. Zach and Whitney announced the birth on Instagram. Jaden was born full term shortly after his birth. Oxygen levels dropped and he was rushed to NICU at the Children's Hospital. Yesterday I uploaded a video on the topic, so check out my stories if you want all the details. Would I consider covering Critical K? I know that she's got a lawsuit. I would, from the perspective of the lawsuit, possibly. I don't know enough about her. I will consider it. I'm open to suggestions. And we have very tough cyberbullying laws. So that's why, in some ways, I'm almost certain that if Katie tried to go after me because of our laws, I'd be protected too. So she says, Trisha Paytas still going on about Ethan. At this point, I can't even defend or rationalise this. She isn't Trisha, are they? They literally called Ethan a horrible person for telling people to get vaccinated. Trisha for months called out influencers for not wearing masks, throwing parties and being irresponsible during the pandemic. But now they're mad he's promoting vaccines. It does, doesn't it? Put you in a cool box and it looks like a game show. I know. Come on down. I can't even see myself on here. So I don't even know where I am. Is this one better? Where am I? That's picture in picture. Yeah, I don't even know where I am. All right. So she's talking about Trisha Paytas there. You can hear my voice. That's enough. Then what on earth? John and Abby Duggar are selling baby clothes over on Poshmark. Who are you all commenting about no more kids? Just because they're selling clothes doesn't mean they don't plan on having more kids. Some people don't want to store that stuff, or some people want to make money to purchase more clothes in their child's current size. I wouldn't assume here. It's like, where's Waldo, but where's yeah. Although Waldo in Australia is Wally, by the way. Where's Wally? This is Whitney and Zach Bates' son Jaden is on life support according to her newest update. Jaden's lung collapsed last night and they had to incubate him. They also placed a chest tube on the side of his body for collapse. I'm a mama of a heart warrior. All of this triggers me to think it's somehow related to his heart. I hope for their sake I'm wrong. A source tells me that the family will likely update more about Jaden tomorrow. Collapsed lung in babies can result from a variety of diagnoses. Whitney is asking for thoughts and prayers for all the little ones at hospital. Again, she's made it about herself. There's having empathy and there's in your story. So this was Join Me Now for a live premiere. And so this one was called Speaking My Truth. I don't know, Jenna, whether it was early. I don't know. So this time, in this version, it was called Speaking My Truth. This version of events. Then she's done this. No, it won't let me play it. We have entered a world of entitlement. Creators believe it's their duty to hold someone accountable. We are not the police or the law. There is no one that can be cancelled. Just because someone says something you don't like, it doesn't mean they can't say it. Freedom of speech is important. Hate is not the answer. Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. You have freedom of speech, not freedom of repercussion. You literally use a hashtag, cancel the duckers. Agreed, but here's where it becomes confusing to me as to why you would comment on this subject when there are so many videos of you spewing so much hate towards others, regardless if they are creators, victims, or just random followers. One of Duggar's, it is your right and opinion to make statements like this, is exactly that, blaming others. The most heartbreaking to me was the coverage on Anna after Josh was arrested. 1 minute you reported on her being in an abusive relationship, which I don't doubt, but you also reported that if she wanted to leave, she could. There were resources, but yet didn't supply any information on who or where people could go for help. But let's also remember that's not Anna. There are 7 babies whose lives have just lost their dad. And as a mother, I'm sure she has to process it yet. Be there mentally and physically for 6 kids and pregnant to boot. But in Anna's defense, I feel she put her kids' needs before hers. They just lost their dad and they're going to have to pick up, leave and move all 6 kids and pregnant mum into shelters. And truthfully, that's where I would have made Josh tell them he broke the law so they don't resent Anna. But the narrative was told. Only ones that bashed Anna from another woman. Don't hate everyone, Katie. Just because someone reports on you doesn't mean they hate you. Take your own advice. Someone else says, you are not a reporter. Commentary channel, yes, but a reporter, no way. I can cancel people if I want to. It just means unfollowing, not contributing to the conversation around them, minimizing the engagement you give them, deplatforming in your life. That's it. Girl, you literally block anyone that calls you out or says something that doesn't suit your agenda. Freedom of speech is important. Just because someone says something you don't like doesn't mean they can't say it. This one's not going the way that she wanted to either. Says, now hit replay and listen close. Hear that? It's called hypocrisy. It's dreadful, isn't it? Hurt the ears and the brains after a bit. And yours must hurt after an awful lot. I know mine do after hearing you speak for less than a minute. The hypocrisy just flows out of you. You're a major embarrassment. Get out of your state. Wow. Wow. They're not very nice. I can't. That's from one of her videos. It's not play. It won't let me play it. I'll see if I can do it from here. No, good. Yeah, so those, I wonder how long they will stay for. These kids have a lot of other family members do uncle stuff, not dad, but yeah, that's true. But anyway, so that is all the videos. What's on Instagram TV? Please watch my new video. Then she's put another one up, Re-Creep Show. Oh, that made an appearance last night. That one stayed up. So no, that wasn't Reddit. That was her Instagram channel, Jenna. I know the time zones can be difficult. I just got my partner explaining if Australia's behind in front of the UK time zones. Yes. Most people in the US are getting up. It's what time is it here? It's 9:49 p.m. In Australia. Where I live, and Gail's on the same time zone as me. It gets funny when we go to daylight savings and Queensland doesn't. But Queensland's different. We're from the future. I just come from the COVID state. That there's some memes going around that on our number plates we're going to have Victoria, the COVID state. Oh, Gail, did you hear that the husband now has been tested positive to COVID? So they both snuck in. They both snuck into Queensland. She apparently was starting a new job. Both snuck into Queensland without any of the permits, and now they've both got COVID after spreading it around everywhere. So 12:50 p.m. So there you go, Victoria, the COVID state. Yeah. Well, I mean, we've just finished lockdown number 4. In a couple of weeks, I'll be looking for. It was interesting because it's 6:51 here in Minnesota. Oh, does that mean somebody will be getting up soon? And we'll be. Yep, they both snuck in, idiots. We're just waiting to see what happens. Lockdown again. Well, I don't know how they got through. To be honest with you, the Victoria New South Wales border was never doesn't close very often. I think it's been closed once, and that caused a huge amount of problems. So Queensland, New South Wales, and Victoria. Sorry, just got a note from my daughter. No, we didn't get stimulus checks. I just said that out loud. Yeah, so they apparently they were moving house. It would seem that they were contagious when they left on June the 1st. They left Melbourne. They actually already had the virus. So everywhere that they went, from Melbourne all the way to Queensland through New South Wales, and now hotspots. We did get subsidies. I shouldn't say we did get subsidies, but they've stopped now. But we didn't get a stimulus. We didn't get a stimulus as such. So they have. Oh, my daughter just told me she's staying at her boyfriend's house for the weekend because she's helping him move on the weekend. So that was the message. I'm just going to see if I can find an update on it. It was irresponsible, and apparently it was for a new job. And so they weren't very, so lots of people aren't very happy. But they should have had, so most of the people to go into another state at the moment with COVID, you actually have to have a border permit. You actually have to fill in a border permit with why you're going there, have you had a test, etc., etc., etc. And a lot of people, they didn't. But it's interesting because Channel 9 reported that there were another 5 people. Another 5 people have been found. Another 5 people have been found trying to sneak into Queensland. Confirmed other Victorians were managing to come into Queensland without exemptions. 2 were detected coming across the border in Goondiwindi. Another came into Dalby via Coolangatta border, and 2 were found in the Wide Bay. They've been fined and put into hotel quarantine. Since May 28, 3,343 vehicles have been randomly intercepted at checkpoints to see if they're all complying with directions. Police are also meeting arrivals by air. There are no plans to increase border patrols in Queensland. So anyone who provides false or misleading information or breaches the directions can get an on-the-spot fine of $4,000 a court-imposed penalty of $13,345 or 6 months imprisonment. The couple who drove from lockdown Greater Melbourne to Queensland's Sunshine Coast via New South Wales is believed to be at the end of their infectious period. So, they've just infected everybody along the way. About 950 potential close or casual contacts have come forward. More than 40 so far have tested negative. Sunshine Coast Mayor said they felt very angry and annoyed. Imagine, so she was going for a job, apparently. Imagine now turning up to your first day of work. People are very angry and annoyed that someone would put the health of this region and others at risk by foolishly taking that trip from Melbourne through New South Wales to the Sunshine Coast. Clearly, it's an impact on the businesses. So they're all the places that they've said that they've visited. So the only silver lining is that they've got high testing and vaccination rates. They're checking CCTV footage to trace the couple's movements. Acting Victorian Premier James Milano said yesterday the state health authorities will talk with the couple today, but was unsure of the nature of their travel. I think it's important to note that if they were relocating, it's not a breach of directions here in Victoria, but we just don't know. So it says here that the 44-year-old returned a positive test on Wednesday, sparking more than 20 health alerts across regional New South Wales and Queensland. The woman's husband, who was checked into Sunshine Coast University Hospital as a precaution, initially tested negative before his positive test. So, and we've just cracked 5 million doses of the vaccine, finally. So it's going to be very interesting. So they've got to find out why they were there and why they didn't fill out border permits. So it's really unbelievable. I hate that my youngest daughter is going to be out of state to be a nurse next month and get more money. That makes me nervous for my baby, even though she's 24. We're going to miss her 5 hours away. Oh, that's sad, isn't it? Now, the other thing is that there were 4 cases yesterday in Victoria that were unlinked, that they're trying to find out where they've come from. But we've still got to wear face masks. So we're essentially out of lockdown, but we have really strict numbers. So I can't teach my music at school. I'm allowed, this is the thing, because I teach a brass instrument, it's deemed high risk for COVID, spreading the virus. At the moment, I'm allowed to teach outside. We're in the middle of winter and it's cold and wet. So at the moment, you can't do it. So it's really quite hard. But we'll get there. So what else has happened? And we had no cases today, which was a really cool thing. But that doesn't mean that we're going to have anything tomorrow. And there's been more exposure sites. So I'm going to start winding down in a minute too, because we're going for 2.5, been nearly going for 2.5 hours, and I started early. I know. This is a really interesting story. I know, yeah, you can't wear a mask, unfortunately. This is a really interesting story. So the Tokyo Olympics are coming up, and one of the Australian swimmers has actually this Maddie Groves, she's actually slammed misogynistic behaviour, and she's pulled out of the Olympic Games. She's refusing to go. So she says she's alleged that there were misogynistic perverts in swimming. She's withdrawn from the Olympic trials. She's not interested in going to the Olympics under these circumstances. She tweeted last year that she complained about a swimming worker and the way that they stare at me in my togs. Now, togs, she's obviously from New South Wales because we call these bathers. But in New South Wales, they're called togs or swimsuit. And if you actually look at her swimsuit, look at the swimsuit. I don't know whether I'm going to see if I can make it bigger, but it's actually a hand giving the finger. I don't know whether you can see. I'll see if I can make it bigger. See if I can zoom in because it's actually. I've only just noticed it. I'm going to see if I can get it bigger for you, so you can see it. Let me just get rid of this writing. Oops, now it's not fitting there. She's actually giving the finger. Yeah, togs are also called bathers. If you're from New South Wales, they're a little bit different in New South Wales. They call them togs. But for us, we call them bathers or swimsuits. So, yeah, she's actually, those bathers, she's actually giving the swimsuits. She's actually, it's her swimsuit's giving the finger, which, wow. I read this story earlier and I've only just picked it up. But, yeah, giving the finger. So Kieran Perkins, who won, he's an Australian swimming champion, he has actually come out and said that he was unaware of it. So she's a 2-time Olympic silver medalist. She's withdrawn from the Australian Olympic trials. And she described as misogynistic perverts. She shed light on why she pulled out of the trials through an Instagram post. I considered competing at the Olympic trials and making this point later, but I decided I didn't want to potentially take a spot from someone that was 100% focused on swimming fast. It would be a mistake for anyone to reduce my decision to a singular incident. My decision is partly because there's a pandemic on, but mostly it's the combination of years of witnessing and benefiting from a culture that relies on people ignoring bad behavior to thrive, and I need a break. If starting this conversation will save even just one young girl from something like being told to lose weight or diet, not going to the Olympics will have been worth it. The trials begin in Adelaide on Saturday. Groves on Thursday morning tweeted she would not stand for female swimmers being exploited. Let this be a lesson to all misogynistic perverts in sport and their bootlickers. You can no longer exploit women and girls, body shame or medically gaslight them and then expect them to represent you so you can earn your annual bonus. Time's up. In a follow-up tweet, she said she was deleting her social media app for the moment, and the South Australian President Kieran Perkins told the ABC Groves' allegations were very concerning. We've had ongoing dialogue that's been generated by Maddie through social media. We reached out to her in September 2020 to try and engage. We've done it now and again, and unfortunately at this point we've been unable to have a direct conversation. That's what her concerns are. All sports have to make sure their athletes are well supported and protected in their environment, and unfortunately we've not been able to do that because Maddie hasn't engaged with us directly. So a whole pile of swimmers have come out in support. So Mitch Larkins said that the message broke his heart. That sort of post sort of broke my heart a little. Obviously, in 2012, it was pretty well documented that the culture of the team wasn't as great as it should be. And for me, that wasn't a personal experience. That was from other people's stories, hearing her tweet and her messages as well. I'm not sure her story, but, it was more about being a female. Turning terms of Maddie, I'm not 100% sure with her story, but if anyone has complaints, I'd urge them to contact Swimming Australia. Susie O'Neill, who won 8 Olympic medals, including 8 gold, said she wanted to speak to Groves about exactly what happened to her because obviously something has scarred her. And they're saying they need to get to the bottom of it. Now, I'd like to just add that Gymnastics Australia has actually just had a report come out damning. It was a damning report about their lack of protection for their gymnasts. And in fact, and the fact that there wasn't mandatory reporting. And in fact, in Western Australia, there has just been a gymnastics coach arrested for historic essay against some gymnasts. So it's very interesting that people are now starting to speak up because so when was this one? This was at the end of May. Oh, hello, Osbel. Just saw you. I showed everybody your pictures. So this has come out. So this is former gymnastics coach charged with child offences in Western Australia. So this has come out from the Sports Integrity report, where Gymnastics Australia was damned for their toxic culture of physical, emotional, and essay in sport. And so a 34-year-old man was charged with 8 offences against 2 girls between February 2019 and December 2020. And it's interesting that there's been 35 complaints of misconduct and abuse in the sport of gymnastics, but this is the only one that has resulted in a criminal charge. There's more gymnastics, more reports coming forward, and I'm expecting myself. I worked in the sport as well. I'm expecting that there'll be more. So what's happening is that there are all these investigations now going on around the sports and into the various sports, and now it's just starting to come out that not everyone has done the right thing and people being let down. I will not be surprised. So there was a royal commission into organisations that dealt with children. So churches, the guides, the scouts, government, state, private organisations that dealt with children, but they didn't at that stage deal with the sporting community. I suspect there'll be a sporting community one, and it's just going to scratch the surface, unfortunately. So I'm thinking swimming may do the same. We'll have to do something similar. Well, it's interesting because the other backstory to that is that they were investigating the coach. He was still, while they were making the initial investigations into the coach, he was still coaching, and the club didn't tell the parents. And so when he got arrested and they said, oh, yeah, the police have been investigating for some time, the parents were horrified that they weren't informed that something like that was going on. And in fact, many of the parents took their kids out of the club and found a new gymnastics club. They were just so mortified. So it's, again, there's still this whole culture thing about not talking about it. So that is funny, Wind Whispers. So this is just some of the stuff that's happening. But I think the more dialogue that there is, I think the worse there's going to be more and more and more. There's another story with Maddie Groves where she talked about she's got endometriosis, and that was some days she was in pain and she couldn't move, and her coach was just telling her to stop being wimpy. And I've got she had endometriosis and adenosis. So I've got the other one. I don't have endometriosis yet. I have the other one, and I know how much pain I get in, or I have, and I couldn't imagine being told to perform when I'm in absolute agony. So I had read that story as well. Oh, look, I think once they start opening that minefield, Sarah, I think you'll see allegations in running track and field. We had huge on our national team sponsored by. Yeah, I think if there was an open dialogue into sport, as I said, there's been 35 investigations into gymnastics at the moment, and there's one charge at this point in time. There's going to be more. And so I think Maddie Groves is sort of implying that something's not quite right in the swimming fraternity. And I don't know whether there is. The fact is that for whatever reason, she doesn't feel safe. And so that is something that the swimming fraternity has to, Swimming Australia has to deal with, about making it safe. Here's a question for you. This has just popped up as this has just popped up in my latest. This was 6 minutes ago. And no joke, this is the headline. So I want to get what your thoughts are on it. Tasmanian woman defends deceased mother's wishes against autopsy in court. Yeah, I think, Gail, it should be done in private, but if there is anything untowards. So, a devoutly religious woman has failed to stop an autopsy of her mother's body, which was found in the southern Tasmanian River earlier this week. I can see why they want to do an autopsy. They want to find out why she died. So they found her body on June the 8th. She'd been reported missing to police the previous day. Her daughter submitted an application to the Tasmanian Supreme Court in Hobart to stop a post-mortem on her mother's body on religious grounds. I just leave this in God's hand. Everyone knows what I felt in my heart. Under Tasmania's Coroners Act 1995, if the coroner decides an autopsy is necessary, the senior next of kin can apply in the Supreme Court for the autopsy not to be performed. She told the Supreme Court that she and her mother were both devout Christians and believed in the sanctity of the human body and that it should not be interfered with after death. She used to say she did not agree with autopsies. I do believe in the rapture. I know that God can resurrect from ashes, but for my psychological peace, knowing Mum is left the way she is, her body is still precious. So what do you reckon? Hey, Universal Uni. So she went missing. Her body was found in a riverbed. So she was last seen having dinner 4 days before her body was found. She believed her mother had fallen while walking home, ended up in the reeds of the river, unable to get out. She said she did not attend church on Sunday. On Monday, they reported her missing. State forensic doctor told the court that while he thought Mrs. Triffitt's belief about how her mother died was the likely cause, it was also important to rule out foul play. I understand, but it wouldn't be better to rest. I think because she listed her as a missing person and the body was found in the river. I think that's what it is. So So the judge, this is what the judge says: it breaks my heart to be here saying the state needs to do an autopsy on your mother when you don't want that to happen, he said. He said the autopsy was necessary to determine what had occurred, and more specifically, what hadn't. It's important for the state to know what happened to your mother because she was vulnerable and because of her dementia. Before the decision was handed down, she told the court, if it's God's desire that will happen, I trust the Lord it will. I pray these things go the right way. So in the Supreme Court, Chief Justice Alan Blow said he'd weighed up deeply held religious beliefs with a number of arguments advanced by the state's Crown Counsel. Mrs. Triffitt believes the body is precious to God and should not be cut up. Her mother never even had surgery. Like her mother, she believes after death God will make her mother's body whole or perfect again. On the other hand, the state argues there is some possibility of foul play in this case and that the autopsy is reasonably necessary to find out if it can be ruled out. He said, while foul play was highly unlikely, she was elderly, vulnerable, and in a public place. He said not performing the autopsy could result in the risk of an offender reoffending. So if it was foul play, both at the same time, yeah. So he said, it's a very painful decision I've had to make, he told the court. I'm not going to make an order. There will be no autopsy, and I'm very sorry, Mrs. Triffitt. I know that's upsetting, he said. So his decision was that they need to find out, while he believed it was likely that it was natural, they have to make sure that it was natural and that there was no foul play. And if it was foul play, because she was elderly, vulnerable, and in a public place, if she was attacked, they would need to catch the person that attacked. So that's just come up. That's just come up in my Just In stories. So I just wondered what you all thought about that. Oh, I'm an organ donor as well, and I'm going to be cremated because, I don't want this. I don't want this thing. I want my new body. I can see both sides as well. I can see both sides. I understand. I want to know if someone hurt my family. Yeah. So if she had died at home, it would have been less likely that if she died at home, or in the, it may not have happened. I don't know what the rules of Tasmania are. But me as well, cremation. When my kids were little, everything had to be divided out evenly. So there's these little potato things. They're about that big, and they're called potato gems, and they're just like oven fried potato bits. And they would actually count them out on the plate, and they'd have to have the even number. So if there was an odd number, I'd have that one. If they don't burn me, come back, we'll haunt. Yeah. Well, we're running out of space for bodies, so you may as well just cremate me. Anyway, this comes to my story. So because my kids were always fighting and arguing over who had the most, I told them that when I died and I was cremated, I didn't want them fighting over me so they could have half of me each. And they roll their eyes now. I said, you can have half of me each and you can both have a vase each. And then that way one of you can't be jealous over the other. Oh, tater tots, are they? Tater tots. So that's what I said. That's what I've said to them. And they roll their eyes now. They go, Mum. I said, you can put me on your coffee table. So, yeah. So anyway, that stopped them fighting over potato gems or tater tots or whatever you call them. Yeah. So, yeah, kids, hey. Oh, you have ones that of your dad. Wow. Mm. It is. I want my fire ashes to be. Well, my cousin lost her husband, and they've got a little boy. He died. He had a long battle with cancer, and he was a car racing fanatic. And they were planning on doing. She was that. One of the things was he had he didn't want a funeral, but they had to do something. They had to build something out the back that to put his ashes in. So they had to do that. But they would have his urn so his urn was in the house, and her son would often pick up the urn and sit the urn next to him. And she said to him, "What are you doing?" And he goes, "Oh, Dad wants to watch the car racing, so I'm watching the car racing with Dad." And so often, if they went for a drive somewhere, he'd take his dad along. Anyway, they've put him in his final resting place now, and yeah, he's they said their goodbye. So that's really it's sad, but they've sorry. They yeah, he's now in his final resting place. And before they put him in his resting place, he loved Sandown Racecourse, so which is a car racing thing, and so they actually arranged for a lap for him to go a lap around the end to go a lap around. So he had his final lap. So it's a nice story. Yeah. I found out from his recent passing that it's less expensive in the US to have your loved one made into a diamond than to have a. Wow! Really? I mean, I guess if you had made into a diamond, you're always going to have that memory with you, and you can always have them with carry them with you. So I'm going to wind up in a minute, but just want to show you this to you as well. I know it is pretty crazy when you think about that. Maybe I need to be anyway. So here's my final little bit for the night. Experts warn COVID-19 could explode in Indonesia amid a case in jump numbers. So it says they're going to face an explosion of cases if health authorities don't take action. Cases have risen sharply. Fewer than 5% of the population have been targeted, have been fully vaccinated. And, of course, they've got genomic sequencing. Yeah, good night, Gail. So cases have risen sharply in Java and Sumatra 3 weeks after holidays that followed the Islamic fasting month. So Indonesia looks like it's in trouble. Healthcare reinforcements have been brought in and cases skyrocketed 7,594%. Hospital capacities hit 90%. The impact of variants of concern are hard to determine in Indonesia, which has limited genomic sequencing capacity. I know Nepal asked for help from the UK, and I believe that there are donations going to countries like Indonesia and Nepal from the bigger countries, which I think they should, particularly where they're making them. So Indonesia looks like that they're going to be the next one to have a big problem. Yeah, all right. Good night, Gail. I'm about to head off too. So yeah, I'm going to head off too. So I started early. I've been going for nearly 3 hours. So I started early. Now, it may be that I'll be on sometime during the day, my time tomorrow, because I know Harrison wants to come on and say hello to everybody. I just do what I'm told these days. I know, so he told me that if he's available, he wants to come on and speak to his fans. So yeah, so I'm going to head off. So thank you all for watching. Thank you for joining me. I actually feel a lot happier now than what I did at the start, and that's because of you guys. So thank you all for your love and your care and your support. Lisbel, yes, he is the boss. Oh, doesn't he tell me that now? Don't I get told it all the time? So I'm glad I did come on, because I wasn't going to come on, but I'm thankful that I did come on. So thank you all for that. All right, well, I'll catch you all tomorrow. We'll see what happens. I'll be going to sleep, so we'll see what happens when I wake up. See what awaits us. I hope, though, that I hope that in the Paulson household they do something fun with it being holidays or summer break. So if I don't make it to his live, tell him hi for me. I will, everybody. But I can't tell you what time that is because I have to wait to his schedule. He told me he will text me when he's ready, and I have to be ready to go on. I said, but what if I'm busy? You cancel it. I said, what if I've got something to do? You cancel it. My fans are more important than whatever you're doing, he said. All right. So thank you all very much, and I will catch you all later.